4,
Now you're skipping
3,
numbers.
You're gonna have to like
2,
come up with something legit,
6,
something for real though.
9er, 1.
Did I just hear a niner in there?
Epsilon, Delta,
Epsilon,
Alpha,
Delta, Alpha, Bravo,
Joe,
Charlie,
Jaime,
Delta,
and Sandy.
Elka, Echo, Foxtrot.
Welcome everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. I'm still trying to find the post. My internet.
It is nice to be seen by you,
rolling,
and you,
and especially
and you. There's 5 people watching now, so I had to make sure they all knew that they were. It was good to be watched by all of them.
Oh, I was one of them. So.
Oh,
share.
Well, that makes sense now.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Take it all back.
Come and watch.
Come and lull
us
with our power
interview
couple tonight.
My friends.
I'm ready to lull.
Lull.
Mark. Oh, I gotta put Megan first.
Yes.
And Mark. Ladies first, Mark. Come on now. Gosh.
Well. Oh, I can't wait till we get closer to the time that it's time to present our guest tonight. Because I gotta admit, guys, let me tell you, one of the highlights of my day was writing their promo.
Really?
I felt good. I was like, man, I love when I can wordsmith something real good together. And I think whatever Joe sent me about the power couple, I think power stood out for me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to write this. And then it just kept flowing. And I was like, I got this. Look at this. I was like, here we go. She had like 2 or 3 sentences, which were spectacular to work off of. But I made it into bam.
Oh.
So
Well,
you're saying
a
you're quite the wordsmith.
I'm not saying I'm quite the wordsmith.
But you're saying that you're quite the wordsmith.
Wink,
Wink. I don't know if that actually translates very well on the podcast.
Oh, Twitch.
Whoops. Did we explain that to them in the green room? Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey.
Thanks for coming by.
Are you world traveling again today? Are you back at home?
We're not going to wait for you to answer that, but you will answer it.
Yeah, I was like,
what's up, Alex?
I'm like, why
That's
haven't
my
you
homie
answered
right
that
there.
Alex.
He's my homie D up here. He and I were supposed to go to Superman Celebration this year, but, 2020 had other plans.
2020 happened. It's not even just 2020 happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I love when Carrie calls me Jaime. It makes me feel so good and warm inside. So, guys, how was y'all's day today?
Okay. So listen to this. I've been wanting to tell y'all all day long.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
I was listening to Kid Craddock this morning.
Okay.
And they reported on, Joe, you probably won't understand, but I know Jamie will. They reported on Carol Baskin.
Carol freaking Baskins.
Carol freaking Baskin.
Golly. I swear I can't get away from her.
Carol.
No, it is
Baskins.
Yeah.
Was she on the show?
No, she wasn't. Because listen to this bombshell.
Bombshell.
No.
They
Can we make you big on the screen?
No, do not. I will disappear like Carol Baskin's husband. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my gosh.
No, but seriously. So I guess they've been comparing signatures on the will to her her husband, her deceased husband. And it looks like now it is a forgery. Like they have determined that the will is a forgery. But here's the kicker. It is now past the statute of limitations. The will has been executed and hence, therefore.
Hitherto.
Oh, whatever.
Vis-a-vis.
Ergo.
So nothing can be done, but I think it just kind of cracks open more of the case on to where maybe where her husband is. But y'all know I'm convinced that she did it.
I think
hashtag fish oil.
I think 99.9% of the world believes that she did it.
I don't think so. There's some people out there like, she's such a nice lady. What? Never thought that. Hey, Rain.
What's up, Rain?
You better be studying, girl.
Hey,
That's
John.
what I'm saying.
This is Encarnacion.
Hi, Encarnacion.
But we call him John for short.
Hi, John for short.
No, John.
Oh, hey, John.
Oh, Is that like Ignacio and Nacho?
Sean.
Anyway, also today, shout out to my sister-in-law. It's her birthday. Hey, Brenda, happy birthday.
Happy
Aw.
birthday, Brenda.
And also, yes, Mayo, Jamie was just dying to know about Carol Basket updates.
Yeah,
Literally dying.
He's
dying.
always wanting. He's watched it at least 10 times, I
Hush
think.
your mouth. Hush.
He's going to start a book club, I'm convinced. And also today was Global Running Day. So 30 minutes before here, I was like, well, I have to run. I have to get it in because I was being lazy. And anyway.
No, you weren't lazy.
Well,
you were just...
So I ran 2 miles and that was it.
Well, I ran to the bathroom. Does that count?
Perfect.
Perfect. That's how I.
And Carrie, I did see that she. I did see that she got awarded his zoo.
So was today kind of thing or recent? Like the
I mean, it's
execution
been
of the will?
happening this week.
Oh.
Man, he's all. You should hear him. He's all. His phone calls
Taylor.
out of jail. It's crazy. It
Really?
is crazy. Yeah.
Well, there's a bus that's traveling around to get him pardoned. It's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. See, Sean.
Oh, Sean. Hey, Sean.
Nice.
Nice.
How was your day, Mr. Pena? Before we get to mine.
My day was.
I wasn't finished with mine.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
Go
just
ahead.
kidding.
It was his fault. His fault.
I'm kidding.
You moved me. I
yeah.
was on the other. Oh my gosh! I had already.
It's
I'd
okay.
already figured out which way it was supposed to look.
Listen. So it was a pretty good day today. I woke up super early, got to work early, just worked. I made this killer promo for our guests today. I talked about that already. What else happened? Yeah, it was crazy. So I do feel like I'm compelled to say something, though, on a serious note. And I know we try not to get to the heavy stuff, but I want to kind of just say it out here since I got a lot of viewers right now. I don't know if many of you have I shared with you guys, but Bloomington Normal, which is where I live, there's some looting and rioting going on here. And we're not that big of a city here. And so if any of my peeps are watching this from home here right now, guys, just chill out. Just stay at home. There's no reason to go out there. There's no reason to do any of that. Let's just cálmate, is how we say it. Just calm down, okay? And I mean, there's not much I can expand on, guys. It's everywhere else. So just please calm. Just please pray or send good vibes out for us up here and help us that no one gets hurt and things like that. So
Right.
I just want to put that out there, guys. Okay. So anyway, that was me. How about you, Joe?
So what time did I get up this morning?
There's a comment that you might want to address.
Oh. So
We're going to tone it back.
we need to pull it back.
Yes.
I've been thinking about like maybe painting my teeth black so it doesn't look like I'm smiling all the time.
That'd be a good idea.
I don't
think
know
so?
if that'd be good.
Toothless Joe Wonder.
You know? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe every other tooth can be black.
Every
Maybe
other
one
tooth could be black. Yeah, that
Let's
would be
get
cool.
Raven's opinion on that.
We'll try
Raven,
that.
if you let
Raven,
us know.
thank you for that.
Give us some designing tips over here.
She did.
Yeah, exactly.
Black.
Exactly. So today I actually got up and I around 10, 11-ish, and I actually went to the grocery store and picked up the groceries. I didn't actually go to the shopping cart. I just I hit the button to open up the trunk.
The
They
button.
placed the groceries in, and I came home. And then what else did I do? Oh, returned some emails, and I went to go play volleyball. Sand volleyball.
Tell us more. Any injuries?
No, because I'm telling you, I only put forth 4%, 2% effort.
And where's the other 2% coming from?
The other 2%, every now and then, I get excited and think that I'll run after the ball, and then I'm like, oh, hold on.
Like, wait a minute. I'm like over 50 years old.
Yeah.
I gotta calm down.
So I tell my team, this is the rules for my team when I play volleyball with them. It is 2% effort, and I only jump like 3 or 4 times a game.
Whoa.
You jump.
That's so like particular.
I'm telling you, I tell them because I go free agent next year, and I can't be injuring myself and be out
What's
the
the
rest
name
of
of
the
your
season.
team, by the way?
We're
What
the
is the
flying.
Senior Citizens?
No, Hey, let's not get into that, okay? The Flying Squirrels is the name of our team.
Huh.
And so it's really not flying necessarily. It's
Yeah.
more like, I would say, like just motoring along the
I
floor.
would say the trying squirrels, like you're trying to play.
Yeah. But we're actually pretty good.
Did anyone go out there so they take video and so we can kind of upload that and see?
No, I actually have a video on my phone. I recorded 4 matches, and I'll put together a little montage of my 2% effort, so you guys can see that I am not lying about how much effort I put forth. It's amazing. Oh,
I
shoes
Do
are
they
know
no-
have
you
you out
sitting
there for your
there-
personality?
Do what?
I said, do they have you out there for your personality?
Oh yeah, I crack everybody up.
I was wondering because I was like, do they know that you stand around just dig for gold?
Oh yeah,
I could just sitting there. He's like,
Are you talking
"Wombat
about
here."
Boogie Nights? Is that what you're talking about?
I was talking about wombats.
Oh, you
What?
don't have to bring that up.
Wombats.
So am I the squatting squirrel? so it is sand volleyball mayo, and I do socks because the sand that they have there at that particular court is not sand. It's like
apparently not
it's-
sand.
it's
And
gravel.
apparently,
It's gravel. So you're basically exfoliating your feet till they're raw. And
so you're saving on a pedicure.
yeah. So, but I'm putting my socks on. I'd rather have dirty socks than my feet be hurting for the next week or so while my epidermis decides to regenerate. So,
Epa who?
yeah, you like that? I threw that word in there for you. Power word of the day.
I'm impressed.
Hey, I think it's time for our guests.
Oh, okay. But before that, Sandy,
Yes,
don't you have a?
Don't you have a business?
I do. Y'all are just rambling.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so today's business of the day is a friend of mine, Jeanette Trevino, owns Mustang Plumbing, and they service Andrews all the way to Lubbock, Brownfield, Lamesa, etc. You can find her on Facebook.com/Mustang Plumbing Texas, and it's Mustang Plumbing Andrews, and you can find them, call them at 432-223-8502. And this is a woman-owned plumbing business.
Oh wow,
So, yeah, pretty cool.
that is pretty
And
cool.
anyway, her information, if you need plumbing services, is in the comments.
That's
Awesome.
too cool. How long have you known her?
I've known her for about 4 or 5 years.
Unbelievable.
So
I'm sorry, not unbelievable to you, but
I know.
It's like-
I mean, I know people.
right? No, I
you
mean,
saw this, Sandy.
sorry.
Oh,
Thanks, Raven. Thank you. Anyways, to
Okay.
our guests.
Can I do it, Joe? Can I read what
yeah,
I put out
absolutely.
there?
They're friends of
Okay.
mine. I'm just gonna say
Okay.
they're friends of mine. So
Oh, okay. All
Then
right,
now the
everyone.
rest is
So
yours.
I'm going
How
to read
long
what I
have you
put
known
up there. And it says, "This is the one we'll call the Power Couple episode. Welcome to another exciting episode with the gang. Join them as they welcome 2 mighty guests that we'll call a power couple. She is a powerhouse of a woman, and all would dare to fill her powerful shoes. She has so many. Actually, she is an entrepreneur, a bikini competitor, a certified personal trainer, and an online fitness coach. Try to fit that all in one resume. Welcome, Megan
Resume.
Waite.
one
Resume.
Right.
Resume. He is a nice guy that has a really, really exciting job during the day as a data analyst. Yay. But
Oh yeah, I love crunching numbers.
this mild-mannered data analyst transforms into his super awesome non-data analyst self, a chef extraordinaire. Whipping up
Nice.
cream for cake, garlic butter for shrimp, and hollandaise for eggs. He's also an aspiring life coach, helping people one appointment at a time.
awesome.
Welcome,
Wow.
Mark Waits. And here we have Megan and Mark Waits.
Welcome to the show.
Wow,
Welcome, you guys.
that was
impressed.
quite an introduction.
I'm telling
Now,
you, I'll be honest with you. That is like the
the rest
highest
of the show.
accolades intro that we've ever given. So if you crash and burn, I don't even know what to tell
Right.
you.
Yeah,
You got nothing now.
yeah. Like, thanks, guys. Thanks for having us. Good night. God bless.
It was a
So-
joy having you for the whole 5 seconds.
Right.
How are you guys doing
you?
tonight?
We're
Sorry.
good.
Good.
We're good. We're actually just enjoying some frozen pizza in the middle of the night because we're too lazy to cook. So
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
It happens
I
to
don't
the
know
best
that
of
it
us.
does happen, guys. That doesn't never happen to me.
Oh yeah, because he cooks like at 3 a.m. It's just like
Wait,
she
Mark
had to
understands
ground me
that.
for that. I can't cook like that anymore.
she gets on to you like that.
It's like, go to bed.
Yes, my wife and my kids, and I'll be 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I'm like, I'm gonna get these cookies right one way or another.
Jamie, you know what? The best way probably just to buy them. Sorry, Jamie. Go ahead.
She's stressing me out right now.
I stressed a lot of people out, Jamie.
Hey, can we let them talk? It's
Oh,
cool.
sure.
So, Mark and Megan, you guys, I've known you for quite some time. 4, 5? 5 years,
About
I think.
That's crazy.
That's about 5 years, yeah. So, but the main thing that I want y'all to share is just how you became a power couple, because the story that I've heard is just amazing, and I think it's so awesome every time I hear it. So, the cool thing is I did not tell these other two about it. So
Experience.
they're going to be hearing it for the first time. So I'm going to try to sit back and not say anything. So go ahead.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Would you like to start with the first half, or
I
me?
always do. Okay.
cool,
So
cool.
it all began. I want to know. So, oh man, it was 2015.
2015.
2015. I was living in Nebraska, not by choice, and he was living in Lubbock. And we met in Florida, in Orlando, Florida.
So there's like a
Yes.
triangle here going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm picturing it.
So-
I got it in my head.
So we met at a performing arts convention. He's quite the actor as well.
What?
Commercials and short films and like you name it. His hands are in a Taco Bueno commercial.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
Wow.
I knew I recognized those from somewhere.
Yes,
Dang it!
my chubby little
Look at
sausages
those.
raising your screen.
Every time he's cooking and he like nicks himself, I'm like, you better watch out. Those are the money makers, Mark. I swear to God. Yes.
Man, Mark,
Yeah,
you better
that's
not play
what
around with
I'm
those.
For sure.
So yeah, we met at the performing arts convention at a stage combat seminar, which was
Mhm.
like super cool. I was like really bad at it, and I was like, "Oh, you're cute. Will you help me? I'm so bad."
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a showcase that had like 1,100 people,
Yeah.
all these different actors, models, dancers, and singers from pretty much all over the world. Really, there were even people from South Africa, Australia. They were coming together to this showcase in Orlando in order to get recognized by talent agencies that are from around the world. And so they pretty much have a whole week at the Marriott World Center, and they all perform at the showcase. And if these producers and casting agents like what they see, then they bring these people over for a callback and go through an interview process. And if they like them, then they could move on and do bigger, better things. And in between these performances, they have these seminars, which was stage combat, like first come, first serve. Only 20 people could get in. And out of the 1,100 that were there, we were one of the 20 that were able to get into that seminar. And conveniently, out of those 20, like we were the 2 that managed to partner up.
Yep.
And so,
wow.
yeah.
Whoa.
And so we didn't even talk after that whole seminar
So
thing.
I want to elaborate on my first impression.
Please do.
I see him
Oh, this, yeah.
on stage, right? And he sings and plays guitar. He's like multi-talented. I'll brag on him because he won't. So he's up there in his like plaid shirt with his guitar on the stool, and like everybody's like watching. It's like the singing portion. Like people enter like singing serious stuff, right? And you want to go on America's Got Idol and like The Voice and everything. And I see him up there. And as I'm listening, I realize what he's singing about. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with the comedian Tim Hawkins. He's a Christian comedian that does like parody songs and stuff. So Mark decided he was going to enter the singing division, and he was going to sing a song about getting a colonoscopy.
Yeah, and not
I feel
only
like I've heard
that,
this before.
yeah, and not only that, like I have the guitar, but I also had a
He
harmonica
had the
holder.
kazoo.
Yeah, it had a kazoo to it, so like I didn't like blown into a kazoo and everything. And
I was
that's-
smitten.
So like that's how you win a woman. It's
Oh,
So single guys out there, if you need to make sure you pay attention to that story, okay?
yeah.
right.
Kazoo, a guitar, And a colonoscopy song.
Yeah, it's like a siren to a sailor. Like, it just,
Yeah.
Inexplicable. Well, I thought he was 30 when I saw him, so I was like, never mind.
and I thought she was 16, so I was like, we're not even gonna explore that.
So we ended up becoming Facebook friends afterwards, just because everybody was like friending everyone. That was like the only interaction I had with him was during the stage combat seminar. And he made some post about wanting to eventually like move to LA to pursue acting. And I just happened to comment and I was like, oh, so cool. Like my friend and I want to do that too. And I was like joking, like, oh, we should like room together because it would be like cheaper, like the more the merrier. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to message him because I was at the point in my life where I was like not wanting to beat around the bush anymore. And if I wanted to have a conversation, I was just going to be direct about it.
Well, come on then, Megan.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
And since then, like every single day, we
Literally
kept
since that
talking.
day,
Like we never stopped talking throughout the rest of the year. And it graduated into Skype dates, and it graduated from there to where I was driving to Nebraska to see her.
10 hours.
10 to 12 hour drive, and
I
absolutely
also-
nothing all throughout. So I'm just
10 to
like, the
12 hour
first
drive.
one, I'm like, I hope she's not crazy. I hope she's fine. It's gonna be fine, right, guys? It's gonna be fine.
He was like, a little crazy is okay.
Yeah, she's not a psycho. She's not a psycho.
Yeah, I was the one that initiated the conversation. And then like during one of our like 2 a.m. Skype calls, I was the one that was like, so if a girl asks you out, you're going to have to tell her you've got a girlfriend.
I was like, oh, great. This was really easy for me. All right.
He was like, no argument for me.
Right.
Yeah.
It works.
I twist my arm, why don't you? Yeah.
So y'all
we
started. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we met in June. We
Mhm.
started like dating as much as one can date long distance in August. Saw each other a grand total of
4 times.
4 times between August and December of that year. In December, I had decided to move to Lubbock because, again, I wasn't living in Nebraska by choice. And I was like, well, I have no ties here. I just, kind of want to like move and like start new somewhere. So I decided to move to Lubbock. So he drove up to help me move. We flew from Nebraska to St. Louis for him to meet my family for the first time. While we were there, he asked my dad if he could marry me. On the plane ride back, he proposed. And then we moved to Lubbock together. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the ring the whole time, and like first time meeting Dad and having that conversation with him about 24 hours after I just met him. And he's a big guy. Like he competed in strongman, so he can deadlift cars and like big burly guy just sitting in his recliner. And he went to take a shower, and I was just like, trying to conjure up the words of showing my feelings for her, and like
my dad is
asking,
like the most non-sentimental guy too.
Yeah.
So he's like
if you
what do you want?
like, do y'all watch Parks and Rec?
Oh, Ron. You like
No.
Ron? What's his name?
Ron Swanson.
Ron
Yes.
Swanson. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like just bald. Like he's got the scowl, he's got the mustache. Like just add the hair and you got it. And so like I'm trying to like get through my spiel of asking for his blessing, and he's just sitting there like just back in his recliner. And after I ask a question, he just looks down for a second. He's like, "Yeah, I'm okay with it."
Well, with that stamp of approval, I can see why.
Later, he's like, your dad said this, and is this a good thing? And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, if he's comparing you to my ex, it's like a really good thing.
He was really good.
It's like,
Yeah.
Priscilla's giving y'all a thumbs up. She says, that's awesome that you went to go see her. Aww.
yeah, she was definitely worth it for sure. Even going through the bland, boring plains of Oklahoma and Kansas, and then going through some corn, and then more boring, long plains of Nebraska.
Sounds like the drive from Lubbock to Amarillo.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a little bit more
5
hills,
times.
but it's like, wow, it's like a really boring roller coaster.
You're like, you see your kid. Do y'all have kids?
No.
No. Oh, okay, never mind then. I said, when your kids do that kiddie roller coaster, and you're like, ooh, and then they turn around.
Yeah.
Wow. We're on the rocket. Kinda.
You're like, that was brave of you. That was so fast, wasn't it? Way to go, baby girl.
Yeah. So that's when I met y'all. So when I met y'all hadn't been married very long. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you met us when we were engaged, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She was just breaking into doing photo shoots, and I think you were
Breaking into
actually...
where?
He was the first person I shot with.
Yeah, you were the very first person that she shot with.
No, I thought because I found you. Somebody else had shot with you in a
Well,
wedding.
oh,
Laura shot
Laura.
with both of us.
That's right. And then you were...
You were the first
Okay.
person like I shot with by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that because y'all pulled up in a pickup truck, and then every time I was showing the pictures, I was like, "Let me make sure it's boyfriend approved." And Mark was so funny because he was like, "Oh, that's hot." It's like, "Oh yeah, that's."
Yeah.
Natalie Weaver. She's saying, seriously,
Oh,
my
Natalie.
favorite couple.
Yes.
Hey, Natalie. That is
Hi,
awesome.
Natalie.
She's in California now.
I know,
Yeah.
she's living large.
Enjoying
She's
that
moving.
heat, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That beautiful sea life.
So tell us about now. So you made it to Lubbock, and then you moved away, and I was upset, but I got over it.
I just think my heart will go on thinking of
Right,
you.
exactly.
He talks about you every day, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate it.
It was hard leaving you, Joe. It was
I
hard
know.
leaving you.
I tell people you can't leave, and they just ignore me. So.
So rude.
Sorry.
So, when I met Megan, she was not into fitness, or she wasn't that much into fitness at
Not
all.
really.
She was dipping her toes
Dipping
into
my
it.
toes.
Mhm.
She was dipping her toes into it, and then she just transformed into this. Bam! Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's
tell us
putting it
about that
lightly.
journey.
Yeah, so he's the one that got me started with working out. He had just had his own little weight loss transformation thing, and when he met me, I was like not in like a great place, like environment wise, and just like a lot of things that happened to me. So he could see that I was just like in a place where I didn't feel great about myself, and there were so many things outside of my control that was going on in my life that he identified I could use like a really healthy outlet and just a healthy, productive way to work on myself, because nothing makes you happier and more fulfilled than like investing back in yourself. It carries over into all like other aspects of life. So he encouraged me to get a gym membership, and that's kind of where it all started. And I did a little bit like before I moved to Lubbock, but it was really hard because I had no idea what I was doing. Started working out with him a little bit more once we moved. I still didn't really like exactly know what I was doing. And yeah, I just, for like 4 years at that point, I just like worked out and just gradually found my groove, and ended up being transformative for me to the point where I decided that's what I wanted to do with my life, was help other people experience that type of transformation. So that's what I do now.
That is awesome.
Megan got her groove.
For sure.
Did.
She
She did.
blossomed.
And I've thought about reaching out to you to be my personal trainer, but I'm like, I would be the worst client. We would not be friends anymore because
This
you'd
is
like,
true.
did you put any effort? And I would be like,
You're like 4% effort.
2%. 2, 3, 4%. I did.
So you're 4% healthier. That's
Right, exactly. If you did that over 50 days, and I'd be like, no, I'd still be at 4%.
I coach a lot of my friends. It's definitely a really weird dynamic. We'll all like hang out, and it's like Mark and then like 3 of my friends that I also coach, and everyone's like, "What are we gonna eat?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't really know what you want me to say in this situation."
Yeah,
so
they're like, what is
I
she
coach
going to
now.
eat? What does she eat? And then we'll order. Megan, go ahead and order first.
Right.
Right.
We'll follow
Coach
that.
mode is in that office with the laptop and stays there.
So you go ahead, Jamie.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say, so Mark, I'm really interested in the whole chef piece.
Yeah. Okay. So my whole family is just revolved experiences around food. Like if we go out of town, like for a long road trip, it's like the scheduling is basically, well, let's eat something, and then after that, we'll go get something to eat.
Yeah.
Go
On
to the
people.
thing, I'm gonna go eat
Yeah.
this place. and then we'll go eat something. Yeah.
And then we'll find a snack.
Yeah. That's just how we've been. This is how we've been brought together as a family. Like we just sit around the table and eat good food. And I didn't really know a whole lot. Like a grilled cheese sandwich was pretty difficult for me, even at like the age of 18.
Still difficult for me.
And so, like, I mean, I go crazy with like experimentations and things like that of like a burrito, and that was about the extent of my culinary capability. Yeah. And not even pizza. I didn't even know how to make pizza until I actually worked at an artisan pizza restaurant in Lubbock called West Crust. Back in like 2013, it was like really, really well renowned as like the best pizza. And through that, I've learned a lot of technique over the course of like 4 years that I was working there. And it was a very encouraging environment where they kind of just gave you free game of like just experimenting with everything that they brought in. Mm-hmm. And so that made me think, well, okay, well, I want to make something amazing for my family to bring it home. So let's try a little bit of this. Let's cook this up and then see if this works on a pizza, and then maybe this combination works, and then like a lot of greats and a lot of oh my gosh. But but over the course of that time, I just started digging into things, because once I'm really interested in something, I want to know the ins and outs and left and right, A to Z of like how something works, or like what pieces come together to make it awesome.
Somebody's like that too.
I can appreciate. I can appreciate that.
You know. Then.
Yeah. That cookie
YouTube
reference earlier was no joke. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Right.
I'm kidding. I was trying to get that Levain cookie down right.
Yeah. Oh man, that's actually good. Yeah. Anyway, so all right. So YouTube was pretty much my best friend at that point for like learning as much as I could in the culinary sense. And so gradually I just kind of started picking like my favorite things that I would get from a restaurant, learn how to cook it. And I started experimenting, like looking at pretty much a giant graph of like, okay, these herbs are in this region. So like, I know that these go well with Italian food. So I'm going to try incorporating some of this, adding a little bit of that. And so making something that's basic, like for example, like a lasagna, something as basic as that, but really experimenting it to where I can put my twist and take on it was fascinating to me. And over time, it just kind of bled into not just the things that I like, but what I like to explore with. And it just continues on with this like web of like all this knowledge and skills that have really equipped me as a chef. And really my goal throughout the entire process of this was like, okay, I want my close friends and my family to like just come together, and I cook food for them. Whenever they have it, like they take a bite and they go, that is the best whatever it is I've ever had. Like that was my life
Megan.
At that point.
It's been funny.
So then here's a question for both of you then. Here's what I want to ask you two. Megan, what is the best dish that from this year that you can remember Mark did? And then Mark, what is the best dish that you tried to make for Megan this year? And did it hit the mark?
So I would say, okay, so for our anniversary in April, he made me a 4-course meal. We were in quarantine, like we couldn't go out to eat. So he made me a 4-course meal. And I don't know, it was like the 3rd course. Yeah. Was it the 3rd course? Was duck confit. So he just like made me duck confit. Like, no big deal. He's like, I've never made this before. Hopefully it turns out okay. It's fine. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Oh
Did you
man,
give me
that's
some recipe? He's like, no, I just kind of.
that is nice, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, like I just found like a whole duck at a supermarket, and I was like, that'd be a pretty good idea. Because
sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, and like we used to, in Denver, like it was one of our favorite restaurants ever. It's called Mizuna, and they have a duck confit there, and that was the first time I had it there, and we were both
Blown
just like she took a bite and then she just like stares at me for a sec, and then kind of puts the plate in front of me. I take a bite, I stare at her.
What was the name of this restaurant?
Mizuna.
It's in
Mizuna.
Denver.
That sounds so
Denver,
good.
Colorado.
So
Yeah.
I know we've got some Mizuna folks watching this because we're worldwide famous kind of stuff. And so
Right, exactly.
if you
Shout
were there
out.
whenever, recognize them. Okay, they're giving you guys a
Two
shout
people
out.
just staring at each other. And
You know, they're probably like, "Oh, it's every table who eats that does the same thing."
Yeah.
for sure.
Not just Megan and Mark. So, Mark, what was the dish that you thought this year that was like, "Oh, this is going to be the dish that's going to knock it out"? Was it the duck or something different?
Yeah, I think it was the duck confit. Like I also make, like I went through on my TikTok a whole
He's like TikTok famous.
You know, oh my gosh.
Oh, you better.
ish, like sea level, I guess.
Wow.
But,
Sandy's not mad.
Sandy's going to be a TikTok famous person here very soon.
Oh, yeah, I can
We're
feel
working
it in
on
my
it. We're
bones.
working on it.
Yes.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
So-
the most random thing that gets blown up. It's crazy. But I went through like a tutorial of how to make lasagna bolognese, and
gosh.
like there's a lot of things that I've incorporated in like just over the course of like 3 years. I've been developing this recipe, and as I was making it and just going through everything, I was like, I'm nailing it. Like, I'm not gonna brag, but like,
Mossed it off, not
I
mossed
took
it
a
off.
bite and I was like,
Yes. It's like, look at this. You're like, look at this.
So, what do I look for on TikTok for your? What do I look for on TikTok for
Yes,
that?
what's your name?
I think it's just mark.waits.
Yeah, I
mark.waits.
I think so.
Mark.waits.
Let me take a
Okay,
look.
but I have to
I'll
say,
just mark weights, no dot.
I'm the reason he's TikTok famous, and it actually pisses me off a little bit because I put a lot of effort.
Megan, tell us how you feel, please. Tell us.
Thank you. I put a lot of effort into trying to become TikTok famous myself for my brand, and it never works. And then one day on his lunch break, I was like, haha, this video is so funny. What if we just like reenacted it, like using the audio? And he was like, this is kind of dumb. I was like, we're doing it. And we like just impromptu did it. And that's how he went viral.
Let's see the views on it.
It was the first.
41,000 views.
It's
Which
the
one
one with
is
the
it?
hairbrush, the purple hairbrush.
Okay, I see
Yep.
it.
The one with the double
I
chin.
can't hear it, but I can see it. So
And so you are definitely the reason for his fame then, right, Megan?
I'm like the
So-
Kris Jenner to his Kim K. Like,
Mark, you are so lucky, dude. You're
Yeah.
such a fantastic woman. You made you so famous.
Like, I was just a hollow shell.
I don't even know if I would go that far. I mean, you know.
Just
So,
Tennessee rapper, if you will.
so Mark, back seat. Megan, front seat. So,
oh,
I'm curious about this part where it says that you're an entrepreneur. I'm always fascinated by people who start their own business and work for themselves and really bust their tails out. So, tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. So I literally, ever since I was little, I was always super creative, always was the person like on group projects. I would be like, just let me do all the work. I don't even want to like deal with you guys. Just very independent, take charge, do things my way and not like deal with everybody else.
Right?
So I literally remember when I was a kid getting a book about like entrepreneurship, like making a lemonade stand, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was always interested in owning my own business. But of course, when you're that young, you have no idea what that even entails. So I actually dropped out of college. I don't have a degree. And when you drop out of college, you just don't have as many options when you don't have a degree. So I worked in food service for a really long time. Eventually made the shift, even though it was really hard, made the shift into retail. I started working more in luxury
Oh,
retail.
wow.
And the luxury retail was when I really learned how to sell, which is just like if you work for yourself and you have like a needs-based business, you sell a product of any kind, even coaching like I do, you have to know how to sell your product because like nobody else knows. You're marketing it, you're selling it, you're doing all of that. So it was like this pivoting point for me when I sold wedding dresses. And the first month I was there, they pulled me into the office and they were like, you are actually really bad at this. And if you don't figure out how to sell something, we can't keep you. And I was like, okay, thank you. So
Oh no.
I was like, I guess I just like gotta get my shit together or I'm gonna not have a job. So I just like figured it out. I became like the top salesperson like every month pretty much from then on out.
like
And
6 months
that's
straight.
where I learned. That's where I learned
Wow.
that I was like, wait a second, I'm good at things I just like never gave myself credit for or like never even thought I could be good at. So I worked in retail, decided again like I wanted to do something with fitness. Saw the opportunity to have like a little more time freedom, more than just like a 9 to 5 as a personal trainer. So I was like, okay, let's do that. I got my NASM certification. I actually lost my job like 2 weeks before I got my PT certification. It was like icing on top of the cake. It was great. And took like months to get a job at a corporate gym. And I stuck it out there for a year. And I was like, this is not my end goal. I don't think any like really entrepreneurially minded person wants to work at a corporate setting for, the rest of their lives, even start their own business. So I was like, I need experience. I need to learn like how to do this. I'm going to stick it out for a year. It's just like the number I had in my head. So I stuck it out for a year, and like multiple times throughout that year, I was like, okay, maybe now's the time I'm going to leave. Nope, can't do it now. Maybe now's the time I'm like, can't do it now. Timing worked out perfect. It was pretty much a year on the nose when the opportunity presented itself. So I left corporate gym setting. I rented a space at another gym. So then I was finally able to set my own policies, able to set my own pricing. And that's like where it really all began. And I'm actually in the process now. I've had my own business doing coaching for about a year. And I have greatly expanded my online coaching, which is the ultimate goal because it's the ultimate time freedom, work from home sort of thing.
Right.
And in August, I'm actually officially going to make this shift away from doing any studio coaching. And I'm going to be full-time online. So that was my like big goal that I'm like really close to achieving. So
That's in August? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's
you.
awesome.
Man.
The data analyst is right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, data analyst is just fancy. Let's just talk about the real good one. The real stuff here. So, Megan, from what I've heard you talk about so far, you talk about how you just busted tail. I'm thoroughly inspired by the way when you said that you couldn't. They told you, you're not cutting it. You're not cutting it here. And so then you said you just kind of put it in overdrive. You're like, you just learned and figured out how to do it and became a top seller for 6 months. And so,
Instead of saying, okay, I'm out.
right.
It's like,
Which,
all right,
to be
peace
honest,
out.
if I was selling dresses, I'd probably be like, okay, maybe you're right. I'm bye. Adios. Like, nice knowing you, but you didn't. You stuck in it. Good for you. And not only that, but I love hearing. I tell you, one of the things that really inspires me is hearing goals. When people say, I had a goal and I went for it, and either I failed or I did it. Either way, just making the idea of making goals and then reaching for them, I think, is a ton of effort. A ton. So hats off to you. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
mate.
you.
Gosh,
Appreciate
Jamie.
So, and you said in corporate, you were. I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. I don't understand corporate gym.
Yeah,
What is
so
that?
like Gold's Gym or like LA Fitness.
Oh,
like
La Fitness.
yeah,
I think you mean
yeah,
La Fitness,
National
not LA
Gym.
Fitness.
Love fitness.
La
Yeah, they
Fitness.
set the
Just letting you
pricing.
know.
Don't pay personal trainers very much. You have a little bit of freedom, but ultimately, like you just kind of take what you can get at that
Yeah.
point. So.
Man, so that's crazy. So, okay, that helps me out because when I think of corporate, I think I have some headquarters here in Bloomington, Illinois, insurance company headquarters, and I was like, I know they have some weird jobs there
Right.
sometimes that I don't know about, but I was like, I mean, I could totally think there might have been a gym trainer there. I just didn't know.
You just
So-
didn't have access to it.
Right? Yeah. I wasn't part of the in club yet. 6 years, and I was still waiting for that card to come through. But anyhow, so. Okay, so now you're going to be training online 100% of the time, working from home,
Yep.
making your own money, making your own schedule. Wow. So did
So
you have
what's
to
your next
transform out of the
goal?
room? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cindy.
What's your next goal, Megan?
That's a great question. I have a few. At the start of the year, I told myself this was going to be the year I hit. I had like a 5K month and then ultimately like a 6-figure year with my business. Then COVID happened, which like I thought was going to just screw everything. I was like, well, there that goes. And then when COVID happened, like I'm sorry, the bad thing. The bad thing, the thing that happens.
The thing that must not be mentioned.
My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't have studio training, which was the majority of my income at that point. I mean, like 75% of my income came from studio coaching because the gyms closed down. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I can either like wait for gyms to open back up and like make money again, or I can just figure out like take this time, I guess, to grow my online business. And the month of like April, from March to April, which was when all of that really went down, I actually managed to increase my revenue from my online coaching business by 143%. Like I almost quadrupled it from the start of the year. So
Wow.
So
was like,
you're like, oh yeah, we're going to do this.
yeah, I was like, never mind, we're back on track, baby.
So for those of y'all up here in Illinois still, we're still in a little bit of a lockdown up here. Make sure
Yeah.
you reach out for Megan afterwards if you want to get hooked up with that. So
That is awesome. Yeah, we need to make sure that we put your information in so that people know how to get a hold of you. Are you still accepting clients, or are you kind of like?
Oh, yeah. I'm not really accepting studio clients right now. It's just on a case-by-case basis. But for online, for sure. I'm also, I haven't really announced it, but I'll talk about it here a little bit. I'm about to launch a group coaching program as well. So a little bit like a lower ticket, a lower investment option for people to work with me as a coach than investing in like exclusive one-on-one coaching.
Nice.
wow.
Man, I feel inadequate.
Well, you know,
I don't understand. I put in 4% effort all the time.
But you're the Joe that everyone knows.
Right, exactly. That part, I put in a lot
Don't
more
sell
effort just to
yourself
make sure
short,
that
man.
everyone knows me. So yeah, that part. But other than that, yeah. So Mark, you're on your way to something else too, right? You're like looking at Megan. You're like, oh no, you're not. No, you're not leaving me behind.
Yeah. She was like, you need to get a real job.
Oh, okay. I said it a lot nicer than that.
Yeah, so like she said, I got her into fitness in the very beginning, and there was a lot of encouragement that I needed to reinforce into her, because in the very beginning it's always hard for everybody. Like there's a lot of limiting beliefs, I like to say, that we like to place on ourselves, and it's definitely a mental game where you have to kind of learn discipline and mental strategies and things like that. And like just guiding her through this journey to where now she just like takes off like a rocket.
Well, that and helping me just with my business. Because I mean, I really wouldn't have been in the position to be able to, I mean, there's a lot of risks involved with starting your own business and making the amount of like changes and stuff I did. And obviously it all panned out for the best. But I wouldn't have even been in the position to be able to take those sort of risks if it weren't for him like doing what he did to support me and having like a stable job, even if it maybe, wasn't his end goal.
so it's kind of like Sandy. Like Sandy has her assistant off to the side, and you have yours next to you.
I don't even know where my assistant is.
Where is your assistant, Sandy?
I have no idea. He didn't follow me in here.
You're like, hello, you're supposed to be right there.
I know.
Did you forget the job description?
Deducted from his paycheck. Don't worry.
Done.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
we
you're
always.
Yeah,
We like to interrupt.
no, it's all
No, I
good.
love me too.
Yeah. But yeah, so throughout this process of like just getting her to really know herself and like see what she's capable of, has been something that's really more fascinating with me than anything else.
I was a guinea pig.
Because like, I mean, I was kind of a guinea pig on myself too, just starting from my fitness journey of like, well, I don't have a lot of self-worth for myself at that point in time. And I said, well, I need to make changes. I can't just say, well, it's who I am now. Like I can do what I can, but it won't be enough. I kind of think I had to get rid of that mindset and just say, no, I haven't tried everything. I've just tried the same 3 things over and over again and expecting a different result. And
That's
taking
called
away
insanity.
Genius.
yes, for sure. And so just really opening myself to really take things in a more constructive approach and getting into that mental reprogramming of like all these things that I believe about myself and just rewire that into who I am now, and knowing that I can be confident in my ability just with the right kind of effort and mental framework. And along that with her, it makes me think, wow, there's a lot of people that really need a voice like that in their life, whether it be from their upbringing with their parents or just life is dealing a bad hand to them every single time, like all throughout their life. And it just seems hopeless for them. And like, I want to be that voice on the outside to basically say, no, like you're more than capable of doing whatever it is you want to achieve in life, but you got to believe it for yourself first. And we have to take these lies that are like just programmed into your head and take it, see why you're thinking of these things, discard it, and replace it with what the truth is for your life. And there's so many people out there that have that internal struggle with them from a daily basis, and you could just see it like all over themselves. And we also are experiencing a time where men don't really have a mentoring father in their home. And that really has affected society today, where like the mother has the nurturing role and they're wonderful at it, and they're trying their best to be both mother and father to a home. And for a lot of cases, that's just not feasible, and it's just difficult. So I want to be that mentoring figure, not to be a complete father, but at least to give younger men to kind of the voice of reason and being able to motivate them and understand what it takes for them to get into that adulthood of being a right and true man, so that they can lead and uplift others around them. It's something that I believe that I'm called to do, just because I've had that upbringing to where I had a great mother and a great father, and seeing the other side of that, it's kind of scary, the contrasting difference. So seeing that importance, it makes me believe, well, maybe this is my calling in my life, because I've always wanted to help people, but I wasn't sure how exactly, in a way. And this is something that I've noticed that a lot of people, it's not really available to people in this sense. And so I kind of want to help create that way to where I can be that mentoring figure to as many young men as I can, just to bring them into that position of leadership that they're meant to be in. So.
Oh, wow. What an awesome calling.
Thank you.
Is there a certain age? Because I figured like some age you'd be like, nah, never mind. I'm just curious, like when they get above a certain age. For me, I think it's when they're above like 18. I'm like, man, I can take the boxing gloves off now. Let's just do it normal.
Man, oh man, our time has been flying by, y'all. It just,
wow.
I told you it was going to be a time, and we thought it was going to be, we were kind of worried sometimes about stretching out information, but you guys have been excellent. And so we're at the point now during our interview, Jamie.
Yes. So what I'm going to ask you to is, we like to let our guests who come on to have a moment to have a plug and just share anything they want to. The only things to this is, let's keep it PG-13. Be positive and upbeat, and you get a full screen to yourself.
Oh,
great!
Oh,
Boom!
I look very pink. Okay. So
we can Photoshop it later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm also involved in personal training. I just got recertified, and so I will be taking on clients very, very soon. You can check that information whenever I am ready at my Instagram, mark.weights. I also have a cooking account called Swole Appetit. It's like Bon Appetit, but swole because I got muscles.
Oh.
Is that what those are
Cute.
under there?
It's cute. So I do recipes and like just great food I happen to come across. And every now and then I do a live feed where I do a cook along. I have a recipe that I give you guys the ingredients and you can follow along with me on live. And just be on the lookout for that. Be sure to follow. And I will pass it on to the entrepreneur here.
Hello. So like I said, I do online fitness coaching. I am going to have multiple ways to work with me in the near future. As of right now, I have one-on-one coaching, and then I'm going to have a group coaching program coming out soon. I'm also going to have a podcast coming out soon that my friend Allie and I are working on, talking about health and all things life. So if you want to follow me at Megan, MEGAN .weights, WAITS on Instagram, that is where I post the majority of my content. I put on there when I'm accepting clients, how you can apply to work with me on top of like bukus of free information on how to be healthier and more fit in general.
Awesome.
And we'll make sure after the show to get those Instagram and your swole petite thing, whatever you said it was.
Little appetit thing.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't remember what you said at the beginning, Megan, but you were like, his little stage thing, or I don't remember what, I'm going to go back and watch it now. I messed up, but I was like, little.
Great.
And then we like to ask all of our guests also to give us a topic for a future episode. And so seeing as there's two of you, if you guys have come up with one jointly or one each, either is fine. But give us what you think. Do you have a topic for us to cover for a future episode?
Okay, I will do one and you can do one.
Okay.
So I will do mine first. And I think it's good. My topic is the question: how much is too much?
How much is that?
Think about it.
How much?
Just let it resonate.
You can totally put too much salt in food. Just
This is what I'm saying. It's
Save for the episode, all right?
Okay.
And here's mine. 40 years from now, what are 5 things that people are going to be nostalgic of?
Oh, Joe Baker Photography.
right. The social and distancing show.
Save it for the episode.
Those are great. Those are awesome.
Write that down, Jamie.
I did. I put it in there. I wasn't ignoring. I was just putting them down there.
What are 5 things people are going to be nostalgic? Well, let's see. I'll be 60 something, so that's pretty cool.
60.
Six.
I just turned 25, so yeah.
Right.
You mean 60 something for like your 25th time?
Right.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Well, Megan, Mark, I appreciate you guys coming on I appreciate you guys coming on so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's super
Right. Yeah, and in such short notice too.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, for sure.
I was like, "Hey, do you want to be on the show?"
I can't wait to get to your food account and start critiquing you like crazy. I mean, watching your videos. Watching, that's what I meant.
That's
And
what
the
he meant.
TikTok. Don't forget about the TikTok.
The
I
TikTok,
did.
yeah,
I'm already following.
Sandy's all on that. She's gonna be. You got a few followers tonight, okay? A couple.
Right.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much again for showing up and sharing your story and you guys' just motivation. It's really, really encouraging and I think motivational for a lot of people out there. Maybe not me, but a lot of people out there.
Guys, we hope the best for you guys and everything that you do, okay?
Thank you. Y'all the same.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thanks so much,
Bye-bye.
y'all. Bye.
Good night, guys.
Wow. Yeah.
Aw.
If I was a normal person, I would be super motivated right now.
Right. I know. Now I want to go follow them everywhere to see what all they do.
I could tell you, I watch her stories all the time on Instagram, and she does not hold back. It's so awesome because she doesn't hold back, and she's always real with people, and she'll let you know. It's like she's not always perfect, and like always made up and stuff like that. It's like, this is me. This is how things are. This is how it is. It's so
But I
awesome.
think if you're going to be a coach, you have to be real. Like you
Right.
can't be,
Yeah, I agree with you.
you know,
Hmm.
beating
Yeah, like
around
on
the
anything, right? Like if you're like a gym coach or model coach or just like even a life coach or anything like that, like you get like that's what I appreciate more and I gravitate to. Like I hate being told I suck, but I appreciate it actually.
Right.
And
You
so I'd
suck.
rather much
No,
have
I wanted them to tell me why I suck and then what I can do to improve my suckiness. Probably not.
Right. So just go ahead and keep that to
He was
yourself.
like, it's not as better up here, but now that I got it out, never mind.
No, I don't respect your opinion. I don't care.
He's like, disrespectfully, I don't
Right, exactly.
respect your opinion.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me. You can say it all you want.
In one ear, out the other.
other.
That wax, it's like a slip and slide.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need your input. Just keep stepping.
Right.
No,
Keep
but,
stepping.
but seriously,
No, I'm
I do think it's good when you have people who are willing to tell you like it is. And yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Joe. Like, it's good to help a person out too. I don't want to hear, and I mean, like, I don't want to just hear that I suck or I stink or whatever. I do want the constructive feedback also,
Right.
but I don't want the beating around the bush. I don't want the,
Right.
oh, let's sugarcoat this here and then let's put a
Yeah.
little whipped cream here and then, but you still suck.
As long as it's dairy free, I'm good with it.
Hush.
Exactly. Yeah, and my thing is too is like, we're not perfect 100% of the time, even as we come on the show or is, whatever in our lives, we're not perfect. And so for me, a coach should show that and be able to express themselves anyway, any part of the day and not be all totally made up. And this is how it is. I'm perfect. You can be perfect if you do this, that type of stuff. That annoys me. I'm just going to put it out there.
Tell us more.
I was gonna say, tell us how you really feel.
It's like, be real. Be real. And I think we just met two real people. Well, I've met them a long time ago, so I knew they were real.
You can say y'all just met two real
Y'all.
people.
Y'all just met two real people. So, again, if y'all need to reach out to them or if you need some motivation, definitely follow both of them. So they're really cool people. So
And we'll put that in the comments here shortly.
Yes.
in the after
I
show.
say we by Jamie. Jamie
Guys,
will-
come back and join us tomorrow night for God knows what,
Right.
and Friday for our special
Surprise Friday.
surprise Friday. Yeah, we'll
We'll
figure
put
out how
it
to roll.
on
on.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
If not, it'll just be us talking for an hour.
Aren't y'all
But-
excited about that?
Oh, and maybe the after show. Be prepared for the after show and bring your $5.
The
Okay.
whole $5. You just have to show it on the screen. You don't have to really give it to us. You just have to-
But if you want to, our
Yeah.
Venmo is.
At J Pina 123. Anyway, as usual, guys,
Remember to wash your hands.
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good
night.
night. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Hasta la vista. Sayonara. Bye bye. Toodles. Peace
got
out.
TTFA and TTFN.
Ta-ta for now.
There you go.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one.
What?
Are we still broadcasting?
I don't even know what y'all are saying. That's